Hey modders, welcome back to ModifedRoll. We're sponsored by DM Dice. Use the code ModifedRoll or follow the link in the description to get 10% off all your adventuring needs. We're also sponsored by Arcanist Rum. Check them out and use code ModifedRoll to get 15% off all purchases and free shipping. In the last episode, Giliana, Cerule and his party members ended up drawn into battle within the warehouse they were trying to investigate. After emerging victorious, with a burning warehouse around them, they made their way through the secret entrance that took them into the underground tunnels beneath the warehouse. We rejoin them now in episode 44 of season 2 of ModifedRoll. A bloody fine mess. So, you guys begin making your way through what you very quickly realise are a series of underground tunnels that have been sort of cut out and formed from this sort of passageway underneath the warehouse. They do weave a little bit, but there is very much a singular pathway heading through. What would be the marching order for this section?
I imagine that Eleanor is probably last, but other than that, I would be near the back because I'm being slow because I keep trying to reread that cipher, which I now can't really read because it's like dark.
Well, as funny enough as it would happen, I'm pretty sure all of you have dark vision.
Oh yeah.
Which meant the half an hour I spent making the map with light effects was not worth my time.
Oh, you can show us the light effects anyway.
Oh, they're still on. I didn't take them off. But, so bear in mind, you guys can just tell me where you want Cerule to go. I'm not really going to make very many decisions.
I assume Cerule has the highest AC of all of us, being a fighter.
But you're a paladin. His is only 16.
Yeah, yours.
I'm 18. Okay.
Yeah, he dual wields. He doesn't have a shield.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in front, I guess.
Cool.
I am fairly perceptive.
We just push jogging to the front and be like, go on, big guy, off you go.
After you, tin can man.
But I'm probably also the biggest person in the group, so no one can see past me.
Well, that's also a very important distinction, and just for anyone who was curious, Cerule, I'm rolling as a fighter rogue on Dex, so he's a Dex fighter. So he doesn't wear a lot of heavy armor, he's just wearing studded leather.
Oh, that's why he got sneak attack, right?
Yes, he is a fighter rogue.
That's why you're rolling a bazillion dice.
Yeah, so something Giliana may find slightly interesting. Giliana, would you go in front of or behind Cerule?
Behind?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Would Cerule make sure there is somebody between them?
That's a good
Walk
question.
next to her.
At this point, he's very much like you guys saw it upstairs. Like, that wasn't me forgetting or anything. That was very much like Cerule is now on the job. And as much as he is like worried about Giliana, like he knew she was fine, so he was more about where did that guy come from? We need to find out. He is on the job at this point. So you guys find yourselves in these underground tunnels that seem to sort of weave their way through the ground beneath the city. I would say you guys would also know you're very near the river at this point. So without even having to roll, you know that doing this sort of like tunnel network near the river, exceptionally dangerous.
Is it wet in the cave already?
No, like you're not like, I would say you guys know that the warehouse is like far enough back from the docks, like it is a storage area, but obviously tunneling anything near a river, you run the risk of hitting the river or like a tributary or something. So it's, this isn't the sort of thing a couple of guys with a shovel would be doing. This has been like somebody, if you haven't hit the river, has probably been planning this.
Well, somebody knows what they're doing.
What on earth would they be doing down here?
Summoning powerful demons, perhaps?
How does it look like it's been like carved out? Is there are big massive claw marks, or is it excavated with machinery?
It looks like it's been excavated with tools.
This must have taken forever.
Well, they must be gearing up for something important.
Joachim's going to move a bit further in. Start having a wee nosy.
Cool. You notice as you get to about there, obviously as we're looking at the map, it's sort of left and right. I'm going to describe it as your character would see it. So as you've stepped into the tunnel, to your right, which is stage left here, to your right you can see that the tunnel gets to a point and then stops. To the left it seems to continue on round a corner, but directly in front of you, just put a quick mark there, directly in front of you down that tunnel, you can quite clearly see what is like without even having to roll, you can see what is quite obviously a covered, like partially covered pit trap.
Seeing a trap, Eleanor is immediately going to cure wounds herself from the previous fight, just in case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess Joachim will also lay on hands himself.
Touch himself, make himself feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone else moves up to where, if Joachim like stops to point this out, anyone else can move up, and it is very obviously like a partially covered pit trap, as if somebody has tried to put the cover on in a hurry. And I would say you can also tell it's only about 10 feet wide.
Well, I suspect that's the way we want to go. Though someone's made a poor job of it. Looks potentially jumpable, but and looks over at Joachim and goes, I might struggle.
How about this pit in the middle here? How deep is this? Could we drop down there?
Yeah, well, it's about, I would say, sort of 20, 30 feet. If you drop down without, being careful about it, you're definitely going to take some damage, but you could take the time and, climb your way down.
Yeah, I mean, we got rope and stuff, haven't we? So maybe we just go around the trap. We could pop down here, dangle down a rope. Probably a safer route. Who knows, however else booby-trapped this place might be.
That is true, although if this was covered in a hurry, then perhaps we do not have time. But I agree that safety should come first.
I can use spider climb, so I'm relatively safe in this scenario.
I have nothing to make this easier for myself with my -1 strength. It's fine.
So for the climbing down, just for everyone's benefit, it is like a hard, craggy surface. So I would say that if you just wanted to climb down, you would just be using half movement. You can make your way down. You're not making any checks with that. If you try to jump over, I'm pretty sure for a 10-foot space, all of you with a running start can cover 10 feet, I'm pretty sure. Unless one of you has -5 to your strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a -1, but I don't think that's enough to... I can't remember what the jumping rules are.
I have it somewhere.
I'm also a -1 strength.
Common rules.
We are not a strong party.
Jumping. So long as you move 10 or more feet and you can jump a number of feet up to your strength score.
Yeah, we're not going to do it then.
Ah, yes.
Let's climb into the ravine.
Yay.
So who's going first?
Well, Joachim is apparently the only strong person in the party, so he'll hold the rope from the top and just let you all down.
I'll go first. What could go wrong?
So are you tying off the rope and then lowering them down?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Mercy, as you go down, sort of like almost abseiling your way down with the rope tied around your waist, Joachim helping lower you down. You get to the bottom. Can I get a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yeah, that's totally fine. I told you. What could go wrong? 8.
You get to the point, lower down, to the point where you can reach down and drop your weight onto the floor. And you go to do that and realize that the floor is an illusion and just drop through it onto a spike trap.
Oh no! Oh no!
You take 10 piercing damage.
Oof. We done been got. Mercy just screams in pain, is "Ow! That the floor is an illusion! I think we should go back up!"
I would say, because you're still tied to the rope, you have just dropped a little bit further than you were expecting, and you just hit the spikes, so Joachim can just pull you off them.
See, I said more booby traps. Sorry about that, Mercy. Let me get that for you, and he'll do a lay on hands to
much appreciated.
heal you up.
How much is lay on hands?
I can give you 10 more.
Oh, brilliant! Back to
It's
full.
like
then.
it never happened.
Oh, thank you very much, Joaquin. That's very kind of you.
My bad.
Perhaps we should just simply jump. This may go wrong.
Once Mercy passes through the illusion, it's obviously fully dispelled, so you see there's a whole section of the floor that was covered by this illusion. It is now cleared, but you can now see the spike trap underneath.
Okay.
Oh, so what's the plan?
Okay, maybe I'll keep holding this rope. I'll jump across the pit trap that we know about,
Yep.
and then we can use the rope to help the rest of you get past in case you fall again.
Cool. Can I get a dexterity saving throw, please?
Fuck.
There's another trap on the other side.
Of course there is.
Oh my gosh.
That is a 12.
I knew this was too good to be true.
You leap
Oh my
across
gosh.
and pass immediately through another illusion
Of course I do.
and land in another pit trap.
Okay, please, everybody, nobody move. I'm going to cast detect magic again. Nobody move.
Yeah, you take 8 piercing damage. So annoyingly, Mercy, as you like ping up detect magic,
I rolled that out.
for just the 2.
You bastard.
So this is genuinely one of my favorite traps. I just call it "Oops, all pit traps," where there's a very obvious pit trap, but then you give people very obvious ways around it, like making it small enough that people can jump or another path. And people are like, "We'll just go round it," and then immediately fall in another pit trap.
Everyone, there are no more illusions.
You
I
say
believe
as
that's
Joachim
safe.
is like, "Ah!"
Yeah, he'll clamber out of the pit trap and still be holding onto the rope. And she's like, I'm okay, I made it.
I will say at this point, through teamwork and sheer force of will, you guys can between you work a way out to get around. It's like whether it's like using Joachim's rope to like work your way like along the edge and have him like hold you steady. You're able to all get past the pit trap at this point.
Yay.
Drop is all over there. I will say, as you do, you start to come down. The path starts to lower and bring you down to that lower level where the first pit trap that Mercy found. And as you begin to come down, you begin to see a bright sort of fire, sort of you imagine coming from a very bright torch, shining from like almost directly ahead of you as you come down this ramp. I will say, actually, because I've just realised that you all have pretty decent vision, can I get everyone to make me a perception check, please? As you all just get across the pit trap.
8.
9.
7.
Okay.
6.
Oh my god.
6, 7, 8,
You
9.
have pretty good vision, right?
What did Cyril get?
I'm also just trying to avoid rolling for Cyril when possible. I kind of have to now.
Please,
oh my god, he
Cyril.
rolled a 3.
Oh,
What do your elf eyes see?
Ours are just darting around looking for more pit traps, even though we know that there aren't any because
Yeah.
of detect magic. We're just jumping.
As you guys come down, you see this like torchlights. There's obviously something up ahead, and you can just about make out like where this has all been like carved earth. You start to see stonework, like paving stones and stone slabs making up the walls down directly ahead of you as you come down this ramp.
oh, guys, look, a really pretty light. Let's go towards that.
It is the most astonishing color.
Watch out for
I'm
pits.
starting to... of course. Look down.
Yeah, are you guys keeping the sea in marching order?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess if Mercy's got the detect magic up, maybe she should go up front.
That's a good point. Yeah. Can I go like behind Joachim or like right next
Sure.
to him
Yeah.
so I can be like stop if I see anything like in front of him that's an illusion?
Pit trap.
Joachim, as you get to that point there, you see something that you have never seen before. Directly ahead of you, crouched with large leathery wings wrapped about its body, is a creature that you've never seen. Thick, heavy barbs protrude from its back, along its arms and down its tail. It is crouched next to a large brazier with a door just beside it. If you poke your head around the wall, you can see there's a second one on the other side of this large stone door. They both sort of stare ahead impassively currently, but they are imposing figures. Even crouched, they appear to be 5 feet tall. With their wings wrapped around them, you imagine that if they were to stand at their full height, they would tower over you.
Joachim will turn to the others, just whisper, "Demons!"
Oh, demons, you say? And Mercy is like trying to get past Joachim to have a look.
So tell me this, Ben, how much experience do you think Joachim has with demons?
I don't think he's ever actually seen a demon.
Cool. So you're just relying on descriptions, and you've seen this description and gone, demon, cool, no problem, that's fine.
Like, he's pretty obsessed with the idea of demons. He wants to kill all the demons, but he's never actually seen one.
Amazing. Yeah, in that case, yeah, you probably think this was a demon. Mercy, are you genuinely trying to get like a look at these things?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's my area of interest.
I really assume with your area of interest, you have like thoroughly read up on them. Cool.
Yeah, I think that Mercy might have like once summoned an incredibly low demon that's like literally just interested in eating pork pies or something, and that's like probably the
cute little guy.
Yeah, like that's probably the most she's actually had in terms of like actual real life demons, but she's read extensively about them and is like trying to study them and stuff.
Cool. So just again, this is just, you can answer this as truthfully as you want. I'm assuming then that you would have like read up on the different kinds of demons, the different hierarchies and stuff. Cool. Can I get an insight check, please?
Absolutely.
Would my Morning Star of Warning be going off right now?
I believe the warning star of warning is just like, it just means you can't get surprised in combat, isn't it? In which case, no, the things aren't attacking you. They're very much impassively staring at the wall directly ahead of them currently.
I have an 18 insight.
18. These do not look like any demon you've ever read about.
Joachim, I don't mean to be rude about your intelligence, but I don't think these are demons.
Damn.
And they don't look like anything I've read about.
I'll say this much, with an 18, they definitely look fiendish.
You'd be forgiven for thinking so, though. There's something fiendish about them. Just repeating everything that Jordan says.
Do you think we can take them?
Do I?
Since you two are up front, give me a perception check. Just now that you're closer, you're looking for something else, not those shit rolls you all had earlier.
That's a 20.
That's better.
Another 18.
Cool. With an 18, 20, as you guys are up front, like looking around, very obviously these creatures are not like paying attention to you. You see in front of the door is like 5 feet in front of it is a small altar on which rests a great big stone chalice, and you can't read it from here, but you can see there is writing engraved on the altar.
Where's the light coming from?
The two on the map, they don't look like they're on fire, but the two things next to the creatures are big I keep wanting to say braziers. Braziers.
Two very different
braziers. No. There's two great big braziers with like logs in them on fire.
Cool. They look a little like guards to me, for whatever it is on that altar over there. And we'll relay like what we can see to the people behind us as well.
Yeah. So everyone behind you, what you're described is a great big stone door, two braziers, these two creatures crouched next to them, a little altar and a chalice made of stone in front of it.
Do you reckon we'll like throw a rock or something into the corner, like into the far corner, and see if they react or move or anything?
I mean, when you throw something in, the two creatures' eyes quite visibly like track the stone as it tick, 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 and then they both kind of look back at you now that you've done something. They just sort of look at you, but they don't move. They just sort of look at you impassively.
Okay.
Perhaps this is a test of wits and not a test of strength.
I don't know we're here. Maybe we just step in.
Perhaps we step in together, and I'm like gonna slightly forcibly just pull Joachim with me as I like gingerly step into the room.
Yeah, you step into the room, and again, the two creatures' eyes follow you. Like they're very visibly watching you now that you're actually doing something, but they don't make a movement towards you yet.
Can I, correct me if I'm wrong, because Mercy would know this, but I don't, like, the demons would come from the abyss, whereas devils would come from the hells.
So above table, yes. Don't forget, in game, nobody in this setting knows what a devil is.
Okay. Because I speak Infernal, but I also speak Abyssal, so I'm just trying to decide which one.
So I would say, just because I should have warned you about that, you technically don't speak Infernal. Nobody knows what Infernal is.
That's fine. That's fine. I have like
any
4
other
languages.
for all it matters.
In that case,
Oh, no, actually, tell a lie, because that's something you just get for being a tiefling, isn't it? The ability to speak Infernal.
Well, originally, yeah, but I changed it to the custom one anyway.
Okay, fair
but then I picked Infernal anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
So I will say this much: you technically do speak Infernal. You have never heard it spoken. You don't know you can speak Infernal. But if you hear something speaking Infernal, you will be able to understand it.
Now that's spicy times. I enjoy that. Anyway. Yeah, in that case, as we're walking in, I'd like to say in Abyssal, just on the off chance that they are demons, and just be like, hello, we come in peace?
Give me an insight check.
Except it's Abyssal, so it's probably more like... That's 12 insight.
These creatures have, like, while they are, like, humanoid in shape, like arms, head, their features are, like, partially reptilian, partially bird-like. You cannot read the expression in their face, but they certainly don't respond.
Okay. Definitely not demons. Or at least, if they are, they're not intelligent enough to speak a language.
Do you say that in common?
Yeah.
Both of them narrow their eyes at you.
I'll just, like, narrow my eyes back.
Well, if they speak common, then I guess we can just ask them any questions.
One only speaks truth. One only speaks lies.
Aha, a puzzle! What does it say on the altar, if we can get a little bit closer?
Once you've stepped into the room, you can step forward and you see carved into the stonework in the Elvish script. Do you speak Elvish?
I do!
Cool.
That's my fourth language!
You see inscribed in Elvish the following: life's essence, living water, taken willingly, offer given. Take your fill, feel its flow, open the way, travel freely.
That is a lot of words for what I interpret to mean spill blood in this chalice.
So now that you've read the words, would you step up to have a look? Because the chalice is like a couple of feet high off the ground. You would have to like step up the steps to have a look at it like properly.
Yeah, at this point, I think Mercy started being very cautious walking into the room, but then slowly, as she like reads the writing and starts to get that like glimmer in her eye where it's like, aha, a puzzle to solve, she kind of forgets to be cautious and just marches up.
Yeah, the two creatures again don't directly move, but they track you as you step closer to the door. You step up and give me a perception check, please.
13.
13. You see on the edge of the chalice are impressions. There's like dry blood all along the edge of the chalice, and you can see there are like impressions or imprints where one or more creatures have like put their lips to it.
I'll point it out to the others and be like...
Oh, sorry, I'll also say with that, because you did beat the DC, you can also tell from like, like water rings on a bath, but this is blood. I should also say there's blood in the chalice. As you step up, there's like, because I've just realized you haven't been close enough to see that yet. As you step up, you see it is currently half filled with thick, like viscous, almost black blood. It's just been sat there so long it is like coagulated. You can also see that with like water rings in a bath, it was once completely full, and you can also see in the dried blood these marks where somebody had obviously put their lips to it and like tilted it back.
Okay, I will show it to the others and be like, somebody has drunk this. I don't know whether we are supposed to drink it or if we are supposed to fill it up in order to drink it. Or what do you think?
I think that if you drink it, you may be joining a cult.
There is that. I had not considered that. It could be interesting for my studies, to be fair.
Whoever has devised this little ritual has very poor taste. Leaving blood like that to coagulate, how brutish.
It is particularly disgusting, yes, I would agree with you.
Do you know what? I had put this in and didn't even think about your character, because you told me your character after I put this in. How strong is Eleanor's cravings? Is this going to be an issue for her? Do I need to be making you make a roll here, or is this something you're in control of?
I think Eleanor spent a long time trying to control her cravings and has has developed methods of persuading people to be willing vessels for her hungers. But yeah, I think in this moment there's probably a little twinge of, even though it's really gross coagulated blood, it's not fresh. There's a little bit of a kind of sort of nostrils widening sort of motion.
Cool. Well, I'll say if it's the sort of thing where you do feed semi-regularly and you recognize it's coagulated blood, I'll not like force a roll on you or anything, but there is that stench, that heavy iron in the air as you get close. Because it's not fresh, it obviously isn't pervading the room, but now that you're close to it, you can get that tangy iron scent now that you're near it.
Yeah.
Ooh, so who's gonna sip?
Mercy looks at the cup and wrinkles her nose. Ugh.
Yeah, Joachim will kind of turn away.
Cyril puts a hand on your shoulder and just very briefly says, "Are we sure drinking it is the way?"
No. It's just an idea.
I mean, if we have no others, I suspect, and he gestures to the two creatures, that we're on the right track.
Is this true? And I hold up the cup to one of the creatures.
It does one of those very slow, animalistic, blink, blink, two eyes blink at separate times. You don't know if that's because it is animalistic or because it will not take both eyes off of you.
Right, very helpful, thank you.
Oh,
I'd imagine that we have to offer some blood and then drink some blood, but that may be incorrect of me.
No, that feels right to me too. Perhaps a bit of blood from each of us? And that way all of us can pass through the door?
What was that riddle again?
Very generous calling it a riddle. Very generous calling it a riddle.
Joachim is not very smart, so...
The inscription read, "Life's essence, living water, taken willingly, offer given. Take your fill, feel its flow, open the way, travel freely."
This does seem to insinuate spilling blood and then drinking it.
Yes.
Well then, we have to spill the blood first, it seems. In that case, I literally do not own any sharp implement.
Eleanor takes a dagger out of her belt and hands it around.
I can also see that Danny was miming doing it. Would Gilliana go first while everyone is bickering, or was that just you sort of miming it?
I was just miming it.
Okay. So go on, Eleanor,
Gilliana.
I'll steal your thunder.
Yeah, Eleanor takes a dagger out of her belt and just kind of offers it into the group, whoever wants to take it first.
Joachim will take it, and he'll do the thing where you slice across your palm and just kind of drip in some blood, I guess.
I think at this point I probably will need to make a roll, as there is flesh blood really close by.
Mechanically,
I was wondering how long it would take.
Mechanically, this is going to translate to hit points as well. How many hit points would you sacrifice before stopping the flow?
I don't know, however many it would take to quarter fill the remaining, or what is there's five of us, a fifth fill the thing.
You drain 2 hit points worth of blood and you watch it fill up, and you quick mental maths, you suspect that might be about enough to be 1/5 of what's remaining.
Okay.
This is going to be such a disgusting cocktail of blood. Even for Eleanor.
Oh, wait, is Eleanor going to bleed?
We're about to find out. Eleanor, if you do think you would be tempted by this, can I get a wisdom saving throw? We'll start the DC quite low, but obviously as more and more people start shedding blood, we might increase it a little.
Yeah.
I would say in combat, there's normally enough of adrenaline going that you're able to combat that, but in this case you're literally just watching people spill blood into a bowl. And
willingly, as is your way.
So wisdom saving throw, that is a 13.
You're fine for now. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
So I'm going to assume that everyone at this point is going to go round, shed a couple of hit points worth of blood. So everyone's marked down that you're taking off 2 hit points, and then well, this is the question. Would Eleanor also shed the blood?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it's unavoidable in this social situation. She's read the room.
I will say, give me 3 more wisdom checks then. Sorry, wisdom
Yeah.
saves.
Oof.
That's a 10 on this one.
10 is success still.
12.
A 12 is all. I'm increasing these a little bit. 10 is 10 and 12 are just what you needed. So context clues here. You need better than a 12 here.
Yeah.
Oh.
17 on the die for 19.
You're fine. By the end of it,
Just
you're like
stealing myself.
Yeah, you're like visibly sweating by the end of this. But I will say, as the last droplet of blood hits it, right as one of you guys maybe is like, okay, so who's drinking it? Right as the last drop of blood fills and it fills to the rim, you hear the door click.
Eleanor's just salivating.
And she's kind of saying, I get quite faint at the sight of blood, so I don't like it very much. So sorry, I should be better at this as an adventurer.
Well, I apologize for the sight you had to see earlier with that man. I'm very sorry.
Oh yes, quite ghastly.
She says, licking her lips.
So, didn't the riddle said something about taking, ingesting, imbibing? I can't remember anything.
Life's essence, living water, taken willingly, offer given. Take your fill, feel its flow, open the way, travel freely.
I think we have opened the way. I do not believe we will need to drink this most horrible cocktail.
Okay.
Eleanor, but I think somebody should try, just in case.
Joachim's still going to be very wary of these 2 fiend things either side of the door. Have they reacted in any way or done anything? They're just standing.
In fact, I would actually say, as the door clicks open, they actually stop sort of watching you guys like hawks and go back to staring straight ahead impassively.
Okay. I
I
suppose it's good.
Would anybody know if this is like normal behavior for these things, or?
Like, none of you guys even know what these are.
Oh yeah, that's it. Sorry. Ooh.
Can I take out my notebook and just do the quickest like sketch and notes of what these things look like for later?
Yeah. Give me a, call it either sleight of hand or performance check. Art's like sketching's a performance art.
Oh, neither of those are going to be great. We'll go with sleight of hand. It's slightly better. 18.
18, yeah, you actually get a very good likeness of them.
Perfect. I shall be comparing notes later.
Cool. So the door is unlocked. You're also stood by the chalice still. These creatures have fully started ignoring you again. What's your plan?
Through the door?
Joachim will step up to the door.
Cool. Cerule follows you up.
I'm going to stay right behind Joachim.
Alright. Let's crack that door.
The second the door opens, you are met with the echoing sound clank, 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 clank of heavy metal feet marching along a narrow corridor. You look in, you see a creature wearing heavy, almost brassy gold plate mail, carrying a large, comically large, heavy halberd with a long red cape that drapes down its back and trails along the floor. At first, the creature looks almost, you think it might be a dwarf based on the size, but then you realize the creature is actually much, much taller, but permanently hunched. And when it reaches the far end of the corridor and turns to face you, you see this childlike cherubic mask in a grotesque smile sitting between the shoulder blades as if the head is hunched permanently forward. And it continues to march back down the hallway towards you. And that is where we're going to end this session.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks very much for sticking with us. As usual, I would just like to thank Lixie B for our wonderful logo and Jeff for all of the fantastic art for our characters in Season 2. Don't forget, you can check out more of Jeff's work on our online store, where you can find his artwork used on our stickers and t-shirts. Also a massive shout out to the Stormweather Shanty Choir for allowing us to use their song Drunken Sailor as our intro and outro music. Also a massive thank you to our wonderful sponsors DM Dice and Arcanist Rum. Find links to both of their websites in our description. And finally, a massive shout out and thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who continue to support us in everything we do. Your support means the world to us, and we hope that we can go on making fantastic content thanks to you. As with the last couple of episodes, our recommended podcasts this week are once again the podcasts from all of our guests. So if you haven't checked them out yet, please do go and check out the Realms of Peril and Glory podcast, the Deck of Many Aces, and Cybertopia. We cannot thank these guys enough for coming on and being guests on the show, so we just want to share the love and ask that you just go and check them out. Also, if you missed it, I was guesting on the finale stream of the Tales on Tap Damned Voyage recording. As we recorded that earlier this week, it will be up on YouTube soon, I believe, hopefully this weekend. So if you haven't checked out Tales on Tap before, I highly recommend it. They're a fantastic show, fantastic live stream, and it was an absolute joy to guest on one of their sessions, well, a couple of sessions actually, to make up a little mini arc adventure, and it was good fun. So I highly recommend that. Go and check them out if you haven't already as well. But other than that, that's everything for this episode, so thank you for sticking with us, and we'll see you soon.